Let's say this briefly this morning. See, this morning I want to talk about the church. Stop putting pressure on people. I want to talk about the church to stop putting pressure on people. See, everyone that you see in church probably may have one or two things they are battling with. It could be financial, it could be business-wise, it could be marital, it could be spiritual, it could be anything. So coming to church, they are coming to have a fellowship with God. First of all, you must know that they are coming to have a fellowship with God, and in the course of them having a fellowship with God, some of them might find it interesting in joining, or be led rather, in joining the workforce of the church. Probably the men group, the women group, the youth group, the psalmist, which is the choir, the usher, the protocol, and every other group in the church. What I want to say this morning is very, very simple. When they join this unit and this department in church, I think there should be some form of rules and regulation guiding every group, or every group in the church. But there's one thing that I have noticed. I am not against people having a uniformic look. I'm not against people dressing alike. I'm not against people dressing the same way. Probably wearing a uniform and all that. It makes them look presentable. It makes them look beautiful. Beautiful and colorful. Rather, that's the word, colorful. But there's something I want to address this morning. What I have a problem with is you not knowing the financial stability of everybody in the group. In the women group, or in the women unit, in the youth unit, in the choir unit, in the usher unit, and yet you are telling them that every Sunday or every day or every activities day they have to wear new uniforms. Say today you are wearing green, tomorrow you are wearing brown, next tomorrow you are wearing red, another day you are wearing a bowler hat, another day you are wearing a up and down, you are wearing this and all that. It's a good one, but don't forget, everybody do not have the same financial strength. See, the church should be a place of blessing and not a place of pressure. Everybody do not have the same financial stand. How sure are you that sister or that brother that is managing themselves can afford to be changing uniforms every Sunday, every month, every week? How sure are you that woman that sells pure water down the street, that want to come worship God from her heart and decide to join the women unit, how sure are you that she can afford that wrapper? How sure are you she can afford the anniversary uniform? How sure are you she can afford the Women's Day uniform? I am not saying it is wrong to look uniformic. I'm not saying it is wrong to look colorful, but all I'm saying is that you also consider those that are not doing well. You also consider those that are rich. You also consider those that are less privileged. You also consider those that don't have money like you. See, it is still sinful if you push a young girl to sleep around because she wants to get uniform for choir, for usher, for protocol. Because you don't mind how they get the money. You don't care how they get the money. Oh, just look the same. Let's just look alike. Let's just look colorful. I am talking to unit heads. I am talking to unit coordinators. I'm talking to unit pastors. Learn how to be considerate. See, everybody can still wear the decent clothes that they have and still look good and still sing well and still represent the women group well, the men's group well, the chorister group well, the youth group well. You make with this, you make some feel less of themselves. You make some feel poor. It is not looking as if there is not class in church. Don't forget, the first aim of coming to church is to come and seek God, come and worship God, and not to impress man. So for me, you can choose to have a uniform that everybody wear maybe once in a while, but not a change of uniform continually. Not a change of uniform every Sunday. Not a change of uniform for every program. How do they afford it? The church should also be considerate that all fingers are not equal. The church should also consider that there are those born, there are some born with silver spoon. There are some that were not born with spoons at all. The church should also consider that there are people that God has blessed above some other persons. The church should also consider, though, there are some people that also have family and also have other responsibilities to take care of. They have come to serve God. Allow them serve God without putting them through pressure. Allow them serve God without putting them through financial crisis. So, what shall it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? And vanity upon vanity upon vanity upon vanity equals to vanity, all is still vanity. You understand? So you don't put pressure on them because they want to please man. You don't put pressure on them because they want to look like others and then go to put their hands in things that are unholy to come to serve a holy God. Okay? So for me, I think some persons should be considered. We should be more spiritual than we should be more spiritual in church than celebrating flamboyancy. We should be more spiritual in the things of God than celebrating colorfulness. We should be more spiritual with the things of God than celebrating who has from who does not have. You don't need to put pressure on people that have come to serve God. Not everybody get the same salary pay in that group. Not everybody have the same responsibility in that group. Some of them cannot even afford their daily meals. Some of them cannot even afford their house rent. Some of them cannot even afford transport fare back home. You know, there are some persons that may not sing some certain Sundays because they don't have the uniform. There are some persons that may not partake in the Women's Days program because they don't have the uniform. There are some persons that may not partake in the youth program because they don't have the uniform. You will also say, okay, let everybody wear black and white. Everybody must have black and white. Who told you that everybody must have black and white? Who told you that everybody must have red and black? Who told you that everybody must have a bowler hat? Who told you that everybody must have a camisole? Who told you it's everybody that can afford it? Everybody have their dress sense, but in all your dress sense, let there be decency. Let there be decency. But don't put pressure on them that you must wear this, you must wear that, you must wear that, unless you are the one buying for them. Unless you are also making a provision to buy for the less privileged. Other than that, I don't think they deserve all those. They did all those pressure. And yet the church will not start condemning young girls for sleeping around. The church will not start condemning young boys for doing unholy things. The church will not start condemning married women for sleeping around. Whereas the pressure is coming from the church. Whereas the pressure is coming from the same place that is supposed to correct them and put them aright. Let's stop pressurizing Christians. Let's stop pressurizing people because they join group in church. Let's stop pressurizing people. Stop making it too obvious that some persons are so poor while some persons are too rich. Because most times the person suggesting these uniforms are those that can actually afford it. Are you also considering that widow that have chosen to serve God wholeheartedly but cannot be affording uniforms? Have you also considered that fatherless, that motherless, that orphan that also want to serve God but cannot afford those uniforms? That orphan that cannot even pay his school fees, that cannot pay her school fees. Have you also considered that they cannot afford those uniforms? Have you also considered that man that is struggling to take care of his children? Have you also considered that he cannot afford those continuous uniforms, those pressure, or in the name of looking uniformic? You say whoever does not have this color is not singing today. Who are you to determine who sings today? Who sings to God? Who are you to determine who partake in the women's program to God? In service to God, not to man, not to you, not to the pastor, not to the church. See, I think it's high time we start letting people know that everything you do in church is an activity to glorify God and not to please man. The pressure is getting too much, and the end result of the pressure is that our youth are going astray. The church is losing so many persons to the world. Decency is what matters when it comes to dressing. It must not necessarily be the dress code, unless everybody there can afford it. But believe me, there are some persons that might be fighting some hidden pains and battles that you may not know, and it may be financial. And some of you want to prepare so much to look so colorful, to look so uniformic, to look so flamboyant, to look so vain, and yet spiritually you are nothing to write home about. You are not preparing for the program spiritually, and yet you are preparing for it materially. It's not a materialistic God. It's not a materialistic God. If not, he would have accepted the offering of Cain and Abel. He rejected one for a reason best known to him. If not, he would have been accepting the tithe and the offering of those that get their money through sin. He's not a materialistic God. Physical things do not move God. It is things that are connected to the spirit that move God. Let's stop putting our youth through pressure. Let's stop putting our women in pressure or through pressure. Let's stop putting workers in church through pressure or in pressure. Some of them are actually living a holy life but living a sinful life because they want to please the church. They want to please the group. They want to please the group leader. They want to please the pastor. You can celebrate your anniversary without making people go to beg or go to steal or go to do on holy things to buy clothes. I love giving. I support giving. But those that cannot afford to give should not feel less in participating in the program. Whether be it a yearly Thanksgiving or annual Thanksgiving rather, whether be it an annual women program, men program, youth program and all that, always consider those that do not have like you. Always consider those that cannot afford what you can afford. Always consider those that have sincerely come to church to seek God. Some of them have even come to seek God because of their financial problem, and yet you are putting more financial burden. Some of them have good voices that they can use in singing to God, but yet they can't do it because the pressure of uniform for every second, every service day is getting too much. Some are qualified women to join the women group, but because the women wing of the church is full of tasking, you always tasking them, wear this, wear that, do this, do that, do this, do that. They are running away. Their service to God is being conditioned by man's decision to look uniformic, to dress alike. Some certain persons that can afford some certain things can have a special number presentation or that, but I don't think making it compulsory for all of them. Some cannot afford it. See, no matter how cheap it is to you, it is expensive to somebody else. The church is a place to nurture people for God, to please God alone and not to please man. We must come to realize that on the judgment throne of God, material things will not count. That is why it is still valid. And that is why some persons are going to be tagged workers of iniquity on the last day. Because they were more focused on the material things than the spiritual things that glorifies God. And one thing I must say lastly is this. Everything we wear, eat, and do on earth is an activity to keep us busy till God comes. As soon as the second coming of the Lord Jesus is announced, every of those things will be useless, except accountability for how you have lived your life. Let's stop putting pressure on ourselves as Christians. Let's stop putting pressure on ourselves as workers in the church. At the end of it all, it's a service to God and not to man. You might be looking the most dressed, you know. I wonder why in the church we should be having an award of the best dressed. I wonder why in the church we'll be having an award of the people that donated the most. I wonder why in the church we should be having an award of the most gorgeous looking. What about those that also have good dresses but cannot afford it? What about those that have this dedication to the things of God but cannot afford that money to contribute? Stop putting Christians through pressure. Stop putting Christians through panic when they are preparing for programs and activities for the church. They will still go back to the world and do worldly things to get that money and bring it to come and worship a God that does not support what they did in getting that money. No matter the praises given to you for looking the best dress, the best financial partner, listen up. Whatever God does not bless, He can never support. He can never support. He can never support. And whatever God does not support, I can tell you for free that God can never bless. Good morning.